Hello, guys. Right now we're in Green Hill, but now to explain why Green. Why am I loading in the game and recording? Well, I'm not gonna talk about the event and like everyone else is. Well, I found an interest school, but that's. Anyways, let's get on to this. Sonic power levels don't really make that much sense. Here's what I can explain to you. You see, Shadow from Shadow Generations in his base. Yes, he did kill Neo Metal and the Bio Lizard. But really, Sonic was able to beat the Bio Lizard or two. And you're gonna say how? Probably you people don't know how Sonic is able to do that because Sonic was never in Shadow Generations. Yeah, true. Bowser was his fight. But go back to the 3DS era and you see Radical Highway and what else? Mr. Biolizard. And take into remembrance right now, Classic Sonic learned the homing attack. Learned it. He didn't actually get it. He learned it. Well, you might be saying, then what timeline is the Classic Sonic from? If we were to assume he is from Sonic 2, given the best exclamated answer, he would exactly be, technically, he would actually be the first thing, like, the first character to know about the homing attack, but never try to use it. Also, Classic Sonic also learned the boost. Well, yeah, that's kind of like not really cool. But going over what if Shadow did beat Neo Metal in base, but he didn't actually fight fairly. A fair fight here? There was no fair fight into this anyway. Starting off with this of the traveling thing. He actually did nothing during the battle. He literally did no attacks during the battle. Literally. The only attack he ever used was Doom Spear. And given to the thing, his Doom Surf was also one thing, but it wasn't really attacking. Was he actually doing any damage? No. He wasn't doing any damage. Which makes me mad, like, that people can actually tank. Shadow was not even trying, and he still fought. He fought Neo Metal. But even Neo Metal was seeming to be a problem to him. Exactly. He couldn't have just. If anybody thinks he could have just used Chaos Control and and get the fight over with? Nope. Neo is immune to chaos control. This also applies to the final boss's final form. They're probably both immune to chaos control, given the fact that they have the ability to. That also means Shadow would have not beat if thing. No Metal has chaos control, and given the fact that he can use it without a Chaos Emerald, meaning he is the first ever person to not need an emerald to use chaos control. Canonically, you cannot use chaos control. The Neo Metal, to make it more fair, Neo Metal copied the DNA of the ultimate life form, Chaos, who is also Froggy was in, probably absorbed a bit of that chaos energy. And then finally, we also have Sonic, who has been using chaos energy ever since the first game. He's been using it since the first game out, and in his final appearance in Frontiers. What makes this clearer is Shadow Generation is actually not about Frontiers. And I really wish they did add the touch of Shadow Generations in literally there should be one more thing that Shadow Generations needed, and like saying Shadow X Sonic Generations needed. Also, Shadow's super form, or technically Doom Wings, isn't invincible like it is in the actual game. Well, I can slide the fact of no parrying because this is a game. But he's able to walk through enemies without getting touched. Much like in the actual game. Like, really, was it that hard to make him one mechanic from the game? Like, literally, just make it where the Motobug does not hit Shadow. Shadow does not have a hit to them. And also, what makes it even bad, that it's a super skin. While the flight feature is cool and all for the super skin, it just doesn't deserve the title of super if it's literally not useful. Literally, any other skin, like an exotic skin or a limited time skin, would have worked for him. He just didn't have good enough treatment to actually keep his like thing. Which gets me into my second point of how Sega treated my boy, Shadow. Shadow was good in the game, but I really have to say, are you really just gonna make him fake the chaos not thing? Bro should be immune to that. Is there something I don't know about the emeralds that thing? We can give that Neo probably can automatically do it because he's a machine. But then how did Doom get that power? Where did Doom get the Chaos ability to control? It makes no sense. Does Doom have a Chaos Emerald, or did Doom just somehow absorb the power of a chaos energy? That's not which they say. Sonic has has used an ability similar to Chaos can sing. Many people might. Chaos Control can teleport characters. It's weird. Shadow does have the ability to teleport without Chaos Control. Then how did Sonic teleport? Answer that in like, how did Sonic in Adventure 2 teleport out of the tube? Is there some chaos magic or something? Like, bro did not use Chaos Control. If he did not use Chaos Control, then how did he get out? Bro did not have anywhere to go. Also, big note to say here, Shadow is kind of weak compared to the other really strong characters. Like, given the state that he is, he can also use Chaos Spear, which isn't really too bad, but yeah, given the state that his own powers that he was born with and he loses them, makes it a bit strange that he just instantly loses the power of the Doom abilities. Like, shouldn't he have the control of them now? Doesn't he have control of them? Anyways, let's talk about Sonic Generations and how it messed up the timeline of how speed works. It's actually this guy here is fast enough to run through time in space. Unmeasurable speed. And then modern Sonic 2? Okay, like, for modern Sonic it would make sense. There's even a statement in that Sonic would soon surpass light speed. And then Sonic Generation just shows this. The most climactic thing. Why does it exist? Like, literally, where was the idea that Sonic was able to move faster thing? Okay. First off, you cannot move through time that fast. There's only one explanation for this, and that the time meter isn't actually moving time. This is like just the gateway of where all time and space is. Which means running through Sonic's past. This is where he is his past. And then Shadow just randomly came in for some apparent reason. I don't know why, but that doesn't really matter. So yeah. Then tell me why and how classic Sonic was able to like people say that they had to restore the entirety of time. Actually, what did they do to restore time? Because I didn't see any restoring of time. First off, you run through the stages at your normal speed. Gotta say. And also, in Sonic Generations, we are not talking about the remaster that includes extra abilities. But in base Sonic Generations alone, Sonic didn't really need that power level. I think I needed to talk. Death Battle, what is your with disobeying your old your own rules. Death Battle did include the Sonic X, which is nothing close to the games. I don't know where they... The only canon thing to the Sonic show to the actual thing. Here are the two only canon things. IDW is canon, and Sonic Prime is canon. Also, we are given the fact that I don't think Sonic or Shadow have the boost. Which means it has to take place in the adventure area before Unleashed. It has to take before Unleashed, before Rush, and all the other games. Games that include the boost formula. Except for the Riders games, because they don't take... No one knows what time they take place. Because it's just the city. Who knows where that city is? I am also gonna have to say that I run this at... Power levels are confusing. Let me state this out for you. You people thinking, oh, there's no way that there could be anything other than the things I explained that would be bad. Yeah, there's not something left saying, like for generations to explain any more of changes. And I believe, yeah, I'm gonna yap around, so yeah. Base Amy in Generations was able to push Knuckles into the tree, knock him out, and literally probably give him a concussion from all of that. He's already knocked out for Knuckles. And then in the remake, she seems to have been weaker. So this discussion is over right now. Sonic Advance. If you saying that Sonic Advance, like, they ruined the Sonic timeline. Fine. They actually fixed it. For once, Amy has never shown a feat stronger than that, and she was only able to push Knuckles in the remake, because Knuckles is supposed to be the strongest, and getting beat up by literally like a pink hedgehog that carries a hammer? And Knuckles has been on that island has lived for longer than I bet lots of them. Lots of the characters. So Knuckles is technically the oldest. Tails is probably one of the younger ones. To be honest, if we were talking about the main four, Sonic is the second oldest, Tails is the youngest, and Knuckles is the oldest. And Amy, probably similar age to Sonic, just not... Knuckles is probably older than Sonic, if you actually think about it, because of how long he's been on the island. You have to keep in fact that the island there also counts. So anything that the island shows... Okay, there's Kanushi and me. I already have Circuit Metal Sonic. I don't have the red one, but Frontier Sonic. Just kidding, I can't buy him. He's too expensive, and I just wanted to look at him anyways. In all of the glory of him. Ninja Shadow. Yeah, but anyways, power levels are kind of weird. Stating how Sonic is supposedly faster than anything. First off, if Sonic was the fastest being in his base form, wouldn't he have just known the giants were gonna hit him? There are some feats that I feel like has to be discussed here. Sonic is not the faster than the actual time. He is, if we count Supersonic, he has unmeasurable speeds because no one knows how fast you can be for that. And the time meter was moving slower, but I feel like that's just Eggman plotting his plans. And the time meter when he was running away, both Supersonics were moving at unmeasurable speeds, which means one of two things. That classic Sonic did have some speed to match modern Sonic, but yeah, we can also give the fact that's the reason why classic Sonic probably was keeping up with modern Sonic. He was probably, modern Sonic was holding classic Sonic's hand, and then that's the most accurate example I can give if classic Sonic were to do this. That. And yeah. Off to next character. Put respect on my boy Neo Metal. Shadow did tanky. We also do have the fact that the only reason I think Metal Overlord was even took damage was because of Supersonic. I don't know if Neo Metal is as strong as Supersonic, but I say he's mostly not as weak as the literary entirety of Eggman's army. Cyber Station doesn't make any sense that Neo Metal is that weaker than that because it's not even real. And also, we are given that the Avatar Probot is probably not canon. It's just a funny Easter egg. The actual robot's probably just Metal Sonic. That's my conclusion. That Metal Sonic, it's either Metal Sonic or metal versions of the crew. I don't know what boss it would be, but it's probably just a metal version of something or a new robot. Werehog. Put some respect on Mr. Werehog. Anybody saying that this is like Sonic, but he can't run fast, get out of here if you take this is literally just Werehog is the literally can extend his arms. For some apparent reason, his arms can be extended to high degrees. I don't really mind that because it's probably a good example of trying to make a form that isn't stronger than Supersonic, but isn't necessarily weaker than Sonic, per se. just mostly a counteract to Sonic's speed. Except for the moon medals and the sun medals. Get rid of them. They did not deserve to be there. Whenever Unleashed gets a remake, they better remove that. Sun and moon medals. They were not good. I also played Unleashed because Unleashed is, you can play it on Xbox. It's still up, but sadly original generation's goodbye. Unless you buy the bundle. Yeah. There's a bundle. Yeah, but for the classic games, you have no other option than Sonic Origins or the Plus version. Just kidding, no Plus. Sonic Origins is not that great. I don't even know if it got a PC port anyways. I don't really mind if it got a PC port or not, so anyways. Unleashed was where the things got too hectic. So, shall we talk about the game? The game that probably everyone does not care about? Sonic 06. Even Xbox hates it. Xbox, at least put some respect on your boy at Silver. Not, I'm just kidding. The game wasn't that great. Well, at least give him a chance. Silver needed that Xbox Series X more than ever. He needed the power. He will never get that ever again. Sonic 06 really is a good game, actually. You people think that Sonic 06 and Sonic for the GBA is terrible? Get out of here. The actual worst game is Sonic. Literal a Sonic game that you probably have never heard of. Anyways, Sonic game is actually any Sonic game for the Pico, the Sega Pico. Those were it was just a baby's toy, so it wasn't really that cool. Who really liked the Sega Pico? That's literally even every other game at that point. Yeah, even Sonic 06 runs better than that. Probably whatever the Pico is. I would rather play Sonic 06 over a Pico. Yeah, I feel like everyone would play like Sonic 06 over the Sega Pico stuff. Well, actually, getting out of this, mainline Sonic games. What is the worst mainline Sonic game? Let me talk how much I will say about this opinion. Sonic Advance 2. Get out of here right now, or you make people cry. I actually have to say, for power level scaling, it's great at making sure that there isn't very bad power level. But yeah, Sonic Advance 2, worst game ever. even Sonic Pocket Adventure actually had a chance. This didn't even have a chance. First off, Sonic Advance 2 went the route of saying, oh, time to kill the Sonic series in the most fun way possible. Like, he didn't even realize it. Sonic Advance 2 is like, hey, Sonic Advance 1, I made everything you did good, but made it bad. What the frick? It is probably what Sonic Advance 1 said back then, and Sonic Advance 3 then said, we are not going back. You hear that, Sonic Battle? Is saying we are going back to the old system. So stay out of this Sonic Advance. Literally, they probably had money. But yeah. They even locked the character behind 100%ing the entire game. Like, why? You also need to fight the final boss. That's not even cool. Like, really. Did they try? But yeah. For Sonic 06, many people are probably going to say that he would fail Sonic Adventure 2. Actually, yes, he couldn't have beaten Shadow for the first part of the game. It's highly likely that when he goes to fight Shadow again, Shadow is now the one in pain. Shadow made the biggest mistake being in space. Space is literally the place Silver's own demolishing killing spree begins. Exactly, this guy could literally destroy Shadow in Sonic Adventure 2 in the second half, and also get all the 7 Chaos Emeralds and destroy the Bio Lizard on his own. He wouldn't fail. I don't know who the frick thought it was a good idea to say that Silver would actually fail in Sonic Adventure 2. Because he wouldn't. Because literally, they show 2 Shadow fights. The first one, and then the second one. The second one doesn't have any consequences to Silver's domain. He could just literally throw a boulder into Shadow. Oh, and there's a bunch of them. Shadow does not have any chance. He is going down. Like, bro wouldn't make it there. First, I will say that Silver and this would happen. So yeah. Okay, for other things that Silver he lost against Infinite. He would lose against Infinite. So people are gonna say that Silver is gonna lose against Infinite. And after I told you that if you didn't know exactly, Silver has fought all of Eggman's things up until this point. I know, like, he's fought more things. Sonic Force's power level states that even Infinite, the most powerful being, cannot beat friendship. Silver might lose against Infinite, but never say that the Avatar couldn't just beat him up. Bro literally is the rookie, and bro does not, I don't think, has any experience in fighting. And then he just baits this guy called Infinite? Like, bro, that's... Also, he was able to get a Phantom Ruby prototype. For how smart he is, probably Silver doesn't even need thing. Silver would probably beat the thing, even thing. We are also to explain here that Sonic is probably going to be the one fighting, because reverse the in the guy's video he said your thing just made it where Sonic came from the future, I believe, and just trying to kill Silver, I guess. So yeah. Thing. Also, we also do need to talk about more power level scaling with 06. ESP is supposedly 06 Silver, so let's talk about ESP. ESP Silver can actually, for some reason, is technically his true final state, which means thing, or the guy would mean his power, like it's full power. So his ESP form is his full. But I really say the least, he's probably using the power of Sonic Frontiers when Sonic went Supersonic 2. But it's like a glowing aura around him. If nobody knows who Supersonic 2 is, I am going to figure out why no one has. So yeah. No, not red electric. Purple. So yeah. I do need to say this. There are okay, the cyber corrupted trail. That's what Supersonic 2 right now is going to be the one we're talking about. He is rarely power scaled. Well, many people probably say, "Oh, he's like just supersonic, but times like 2 or something." I don't believe he's times 2. I believe he's a multiplier way higher, because he was able to be able to fight with the thing, and then in the form after that just multiplied it by so much that Sonic wasn't even able to handle it. It's kind of like the Kaioken, but yeah, you probably know how the Kaioken works if you've heard of Dragon Ball. Well, and have heard of the Kaioken. I also do need to say, Kaioken is pretty weak. Comparing it to the Supersonic 2 form, Sonic isn't weighing on his body, he's weighing on his control. He's losing control of his actions and ability, which makes him actually slightly stronger than Kaioken. Let's go thing. Like, even if like the maximum Kaioken, someone was able to go max Kaioken, their body would be probably really strained from the Kaioken. and Rhino. And also, given the fact of it, the thing here. The cyber abilities were way more stronger, which made it probably better than the Kaioken. Let's talk about Hypersonic now, because I feel like no one's gonna actually know about how Hypersonic's power level is. His power level is as powerful as literally every power up and beyond the power level. Many people just want to see a super form, so yeah, for super forms for characters. So I can help you with probably getting that. Like similar to super forms, but yeah, they exactly super. But anyways, I'm just trying to get mine to max level. So yeah. Shadow Generations is gonna thing. I'm gonna have a planned video on part 2 and combining both parts, Sonic Generations and Sonic X Shadow, because I will make them. There will be probably a lot more video on that, because yeah, Sonic Generations, and I have to play the entirety of Shadow Generations. Also, I do know who the final boss is. I'm not gonna say who it is, because I bet you guys are probably gonna be wanting to see. All I can let you know is that the final boss is connection has his final phase has Neo in it. His final transformation has Neo in it, but it's not Neo Metal Sonic. So yeah. And yeah. The video I'm gonna be, yeah, I talked about the time eater. Generations already spoiled the final boss. It was always gonna be against the time eater, but the remake just shows a lot more. So yeah, I'll be working on editing this video in, and yeah, like and subscribe. Because this is coming here too, because this is a remake of. This was just just a re-script of it. So yeah, of the original idea plan for it. So yeah, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.